like to work with the same owner, the same vineyards, and learn more and more and more and make better and better and better wine every year. And because I get out in the vineyard a lot and I talk to the vineyard managers a lot, and I know what they're aiming for, and I know what's coming up, so I can be prepared. I get choices I can make with the vineyard manager that prevent the problems that I don't want. And because of that, it really promotes the consistency from year to year as I get to know the vines and the wines better and better.
Sure.
And
like raising
so
children.
yeah, you don't have the highs and the lows so much. You can kind of, just kind of keep a nice even climb. I'm still learning. About what's going on out there, and people are exposing more and more of the detail in the chemistry and the below ground winemaking.
Sure.
So every year, well, okay, I learned that last night. This year we want to learn this. We want to improve that, and so it's a constant thing. We really are improving and getting better and understanding more every year.
I've talked about it a lot, where the various vineyards that we work on, I think many of our vineyards is the same vineyard manager, and then we have some other vineyard managers on some vineyards that we do not own, that you will go in and mark off, tape off our block, and you more or less take over politely the farming. When the water shut off, with the de-leafing, and you kind of take over the farming operation for our block to ensure maybe that consistency and that quality.
Yes, we have a few blocks a few vineyards where the vineyard managers are really excellent, but if they see you, and you'd like to be able to think you could coast, but if they see you out there at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the evening, checking out your vineyards and stuff, they know you're interested, and they'll work harder, with you to make sure things happen, and they love what's so-and-so doing with their vineyard. And,
they want to learn too.
They want to learn. What have you been able to get done with this? And then I have I have a lot of data, data points, bud break, buds per vine, bloom times, veraison times, cluster counts. That I have that data going back over many years that I can look at them and say, well, we're not quite to where we were, and we might want to do this, or what do you think that's going to do? And so it's a constant dialogue, and it's part of what makes my job so much fun.
Yeah. Did you get
Plus,
that?
I love walking.
Oh yeah. Did you get what I call, I consider you a vine to wine winemaker? Did you get that from Andre Chilchoff, where I remember you recalling he would pull you out in the evening. Sometimes it got cool, and pull you out of bed, and you'd be out there in the vineyards, and so you covered really the whole spectrum of winemaking, which so much is done in the vineyard.
Well, we were very lucky because working down at Firestone, we got Andre for a full day. And most people hired Andre Chelachev by the hour, and they got him for the hour or whatever. But he drove all the way down because he was an early, that was 1973 or something, 1975, I think, when he finally started working with them. But so he'd drive all the way down, that's 8 hours, and then the next day he'd work all day, and then the next day he'd drive back up. So we had a full day. So we'd taste the wines, rank after rank of wines in the morning, and pull out our hair and stomp our feet and smile or whatever. And then we'd go down and have lunch in a nice little sandwich shop in Solvang that reminded him of Europe. And then we'd get in the pickup truck in the afternoon and go through the vineyards.
Oh, that's great time.
We'd jump out and look for bugs and look for balance in the vine, and he was curious too, because that was a new area. It was not on rootstock at all. It was on self-rooted. And so he was very interested, of course, very curious, to see what would happen, because that hadn't been done since the beginning of grape growing in California.
Right.
So, it was a real opportunity. Everybody else I talked to just got to work with him basically in the winery.